She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
Alright, if you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
You know, post-game, end-game epilogue here. So I hope you guys are ready. Let's go. If you have enjoyed the stream so far, thanks for chilling with me. Please engage in support with the stream to help out the channel. If you're on YouTube right now, please like the stream. The likes help a ton. They really, really do. So please like the stream if you haven't, okay? Please consider supporting the channel in some way. On the YouTube side, you could do a super chat or become a member or gift some memberships to the community. On the Kick side, you can do some kicks or you could gift a sub or become a sub yourself on the channel. You could do a tip via PayPal. Everything greatly appreciated. We got pop-ups going. We got thank you shout-outs going. So please support the stream if you haven't. Let's go. Oh, good. Look, it didn't save. I actually have to do the final boss fight again. I'm serious. Unless it auto-saves. Oh, you have to do the final boss fight a second time. That's hilarious. What a piece of shit. Let's see here. How do you load? Can you even load the game? How do you even load the game? I never tried loading the game. It just always auto-loaded. Yeah, I guess you can't. So even though we beat the final boss, think about this. Didn't even save. Yeah, it just didn't save, and the game didn't give you the option to save at all. What an awful fucking way they designed this game. What a huge flaw. Seriously. What a humongous and utterly bad flaw. I mean, we have to redo the final boss. It's fine. We're still gonna win. We'll do it again. But, I mean, what a humongously flawed design to the game that if you beat the final boss, they expect you to sit around for 2 hours after the boss to do the ending, and you can never save your game, and it doesn't auto-save. That's just asinine. I mean, game dev in 2026, these people are still this fucking stupid. Whatever. It's fine. We have time to do it. It takes about 20, 25 minutes. We'll beat the boss again, and then we'll continue on. Okay? Hello, everyone! DSP here! Welcome back to Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Now, for the record, this very much will be the conclusion of the game. However, you may be staring at this screen right now with me and saying, wait a minute, what is this? Didn't you do this in the last part? Yes! In fact, just to confirm, I'd like to show you. Here is my Steam actual readouts and achievements for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, including right here, awarded for completing a showdown with the Demon King. You know, grand finale, the end of the game. I already beat the game. The problem with Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is that modern game devs still don't use common sense and don't value a gamer's time. And what I mean by that is, if you beat the final boss of the game, immediately the game should autosave and say, hey, if there's going to be an extended lengthy ending, you can resume and see the ending. Right? Because you remember, I beat this and it went right to a cutscene. That cutscene kept going and going and going. And then I tried to save the game and there was nowhere to save the game. And I was out of time. I couldn't stream any longer. So I said, well, I'll just turn it off. What are you going to do? They won't let me save. Now they're forcing me to refight the entire boss and its 4 forms all over from the start because of poor game design. That is the only description. It's poor game design by game devs that don't care. So, sorry, people who made Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. You did a lot right. This is horrendously wrong, and you should patch the game to fix it. So if you beat the final boss, it auto-saves your spot, and you can resume and do the ending. Now, it's not a big deal. I have 3+ hours to play this today and see the ending. So we're going to have to do this fight again, and it sucks that we have to. But what are you going to do? And I'm sorry that we have to redo it together. I guess we'll talk and chill while I do it. I know I can beat it. I already have. All right, but what are you going to do? Pretty stupid. Yeah, the dunce level game development. Here we go again. You know, a Digimon or Pokemon style game. I think that's what they were going for with those games, right? I wouldn't be against it. Like, if there was a new one or something, but I don't realistically see people wanting me to play that, like, out of the blue today, you know what I mean? Yo, look, you literally can't save? This is hilarious. You can't save your game. They removed all people to save. Why would they do that? Think about that. It's the end of the game. You're in the end sequence. Remove all ability to save your game. What if you have to take a shit? What if your power goes out? Like, what were they thinking? I mean, it's just a simple thing to allow game saves during this sequence. It makes no sense to not to, except bad game development. Like, wow, they're really stupid. Listen, I loved this game, don't get me wrong, but that is just asinine and dumb. No saving of the game in the end of the game. Duh. So how do we leave? No, AAA, I understand what you're saying. He says, well, because this is an adventure game, they want you to revisit and talk to all the people that helped you along the way. Dragon Quest VII is about adventure. No, I get that, but why did they turn the game from an open-world RPG into an on-rails segment with no saving? Why not just say, hey, if you want to explore the endgame, explore the endgame at your own pace. Fly the spaceship thing around and do it for yourself. Save your game. Get final items. Do some combat. Instead, you must do this on-rails sequence. And absolutely no saving, nothing. If you have to turn your game off, too bad. Do it from the start. Do the fight the boss again. Huh? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's insanely bad game design, and I'm shocked because the rest of the game's been great. How did they make this one huge misstep? You know, I just don't get that. Okay. Someone tipped $2 says, why are you harsh to judge game developers? They aren't making these macro level game decisions. They're directed by upper management, and I work as a game developer speaking from actual experience. First off, when I'm criticizing the game, why do you think I'm criticizing the line level developer? No, obviously, if there's a game design choice, it's the person who's in charge of the game design that I'm criticizing, not the guy who's a line-level coder. That's on you to think that I'm doing that. I didn't do that. That's number one. Number two, I have the right to criticize a game. A game is not infallible. A game should be criticized. A game should be, asked to improve. You have to stop being so pussyfooted around life and actually speak up for things that need to be improved. This is ridiculous that the game assumes that you're going to have hours of time at the end of the game uninterrupted and that you can never save your progress. It's a horrendous game design, especially for a game you've invested 60 plus hours in, to then say, oh, you may have to replay the final boss fight time and time again to see the ending because you didn't allot enough time to see it. I mean, seriously. I think you're taking it too personally. You think I'm like insulting a personal developer. I'm not. But I'll tell you right now, this is horrid game design and it should be improved. Absolutely, they should patch this game and make it so that this sequence can be saved and resumed. Period. No excuse for it to not have that. Okay. Yes, let's know. There's plenty more content. Yes, more Dragon Quest content. Somewhere out there in the world are pedestals waiting to be fitted with the proper stone tablet fragments. Have a chat with the caretaker in the Shrine of Mysteries to find out more. And if you fancy yourself tough enough, you can also take on a few familiar but unfriendly faces from times past in an all-new and dastardly difficult challenge at the Buckingham's Battle Arena. Yes. All right, let's go. I have more content. Oh, look, wait a minute. Mervin rejoined your party. Inexplicably, Mervin rejoined your party. They do... Kiefer is gone, though. Okay. So, basically, what you need to do is go to the Shrine of Mysteries now. With everyone. The playthrough's 60 hours long. I'm well aware that the game overstayed its welcome. We've been playing this since February. It's now May. I think it's time to say goodbye to Dragon Quest VII. All right, listen, I've enjoyed the game. I really have. And I want to say thank you to everyone who watched along, played along, streamed along, right? Everyone who supported it and engaged with it. You guys are awesome. But at some point, you just got to be like, all right, I think that's enough. You know what I mean? And to be honest, even with the job system, to take a look here.
Sure.
At this point, we almost had finished everything. Like, for example, let's take a look at DSP, right? Once he maxes hero, like what's left? I think there's like 1 or 2 jobs left to do that we hadn't done yet. But we pretty much had maxed almost everything in the game. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like there's anything really left to do. At this point, we'd just be like fighting for fighting's sake. So, anyway, all right. Well, I think this is going to be where we're going to end it. All right. And I want to say again, thank you to everyone who basically enjoyed this playthrough over the last 3 to 3.5 months. It's not often we get to play a super long game. And now that we did, I'm happy we did. But it's time to give it a rest. Now, people have said, well, will you go back? Will you play the older Dragon Quest games, which they did 2D, 3D remakes, right? Would you play the new one? Yes. Eventually I would love to go and play those games too. It's